watching Sunday Sound Off with Frank Boal.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Sound Off, where you get to participate. You can send us your tweets and your comments via hashtag on our Facebook. And that is to Sunday Sound Off. Let's introduce tonight's panel, as I am all confused. It is the usual suspects. All three of you, shut up, okay? Soren Petro, Sports Radio 810 WHB, end the program from 10 to 2 every day. Soren, how are you this evening?
I'm good, Frank. Always great to come bumbling out of the gates right there with a strong open to really catch their
and rumbling.
Yeah, catch their attention. That's great. That's awesome. Super. Glad to be here.
They're wondering, Frank's up too late again.
Yeah.
TJ is on his phone like a true millennial. TJ, how you doing?
I just got an update. Ryan Fitzpatrick actually just threw another interception. So that's what the phone thing was about.
All right, there we go. Mark Bo Richter looking very professorial tonight. Mr. Bo Richter, how are you?
Oh, thanks, Frank. I appreciate it. I'm just up here on the roof looking over the plaza. I'm good.
Okay, gentlemen, here are our hot topics of the evening. To start that off with first, what's your level of concern that the Chiefs offense managed just 10 points despite those 8 Jets turnovers? Number 2, Marcus Peters had 2 more interceptions, no penalties, no blow-ups. Has he turned the corner? And number 3, who would you hire to replace Les Miles at LSU? It surprised everyone he got fired this early. But first, to our question of the week. It's the Chiefs. Is the Chiefs defense as good, or is the Jets offense just as bad? Soren.
You know, it's again, the wording of your question is always what makes it so intriguing, Frank. Is it this good? No, nobody's going to force 8 turnovers on a regular basis. But is it as good as it's been maybe collectively all together, being able to force these kind of turnovers? Yes, and I think that's one of the real questions. You know, last year this defense forced 29 different turnovers. Year before, only 13. And that was the biggest difference in why they were a playoff team last year and not in 2014. We hadn't seen those turnovers the first couple of weeks of the season. They got back to that. And again, they're not going to have this many on a regular basis, but they are showing that they're a dynamic defense. And I know we're going to get to Marcus Peters later, but he really led the charge in getting the interceptions, forcing the fumbles. You know, last week they were -2, they lose. This week they were plus 40 or whatever it was when it was all said and done, and they win. So, yeah, I like the personnel in this defense, and Bob Sutton knows how to scheme turnovers. So, yes, Chiefs fans should be very, very confident about the collective effort over the first 3 games.
TJ, you like what you're seeing?
Yeah, the Chiefs' defense is very opportunistic, which is fantastic. That's exactly what you want your defense to be in the NFL. But there's a direct correlation between teams that consistently make the playoffs and go to a Super Bowl and contend for a Super Bowl. And that is that they get a great turnover ratio, they get great starting field position, and they get sacks. And so far, the pressure up front on the opposing team's quarterbacks from the Chiefs' front 7 has been almost non-existent. And to see them get 0 sacks today, I know that the turnovers are fantastic. That's a good thing to see, but they need to get more pressure on the quarterback if they want to achieve their goals for this season, which is making the playoffs again and contending for a Super Bowl.
Mark, what are your thoughts on the Chiefs' defense?
Wah, TJ, on the whole thing. Now, my thoughts on it are this, Frank. Is this defense that good? Not yet, okay? As Dick Vermeil, who was my former coach, would say, if you force 8 turnovers, you're going to win 100% of the time today, right? That happens. But I think that this defense held in a week ago and still gave this team a shot to win the game last week, right? With as awful as the offense was. So, am I ready to anoint this defense that they're this actually this good? Not yet, but I think you saw today what could happen potentially with this team with where they can potentially go. I do agree with TJ that they still need a pass rush, but at the end of the day, today as I watched this game out at Arrowhead, it was more Ryan Fitzpatrick making some mistakes and throwing the interceptions than it was actually the Chiefs making some plays. But at the end of the day, I still like where this defense is going. But I'm not ready to anoint it yet that this is a defense that is actually this good.
Yeah, but let's keep in mind that, you know, sacks aren't everything to pressure. I mean, a number of Ryan Fitzpatrick's interceptions came with Chiefs defenders hanging all over him, and he's just trying to make a play, and he's off balance, and that's how you throw the pick. So I agree. TJ's right. They need to get more pressure, but sacks aren't the only way you measure pressure. They did pressure Ryan Fitzpatrick today, even though they didn't end up with any sacks.
We will anoint them next week if they can do this to Ben Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh. Up next, our hot topics. You're watching Sunday Sound Off.